well. This is Divine Celiane. How you doing? I'm so glad to be back with you. I wanted to give you a talk that you heard and felt that was more than visual. And discuss some things that you may be seeing, experiencing, and letting you know kind of what's to come. So, my loves, we are in a very strange and poignant time right now. And I know there are some high feelings going on. Some what's going to happen, some celebrations on some side, sadness on the other. But no one is understanding what's happening. So I want to chit and chat with you a little bit. So before we get started, I want to say first, I am not a doctor. I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a financial advisor. So if you need any of that assistance or help, please go seek that out and find a professional for that. If anything in my video is triggering for you, please shut it off. My goal here is to help and heal, not to harm. Okay. There are times when we hear truths, though, or what seemingly truths or perception that will trigger us, and we're not sure how to handle it, and that is okay as long as it is in a positive way and brings positive change. With that, let's get started. So, my loves, first of all, I want to say to everyone, I know. And second, I want to say, you are loved. No matter where you swung, what you voted for, what you wanted, you are loved. I want you to understand something. Even the most hated person is still loved by the universe. That's why they have the lessons that they have. Some of y'all still don't understand how this works in reverse. Some of you're getting hit with things and you're not understanding why you're getting hit with things, and you're feeling like the most freaking hate that someone can bring you, and that's not the case. It's not hate. Now, there are some folks that will throw that on you. Don't get me wrong, right? But the ultimate, no. It is always for your own enlightenment and movement forward. Okay? So I want you to understand, and I want you to know that piece first. Okay? First. Now, there is an illusionary energy going on that's running synonymous with this timeline. That was the first important thing that I needed to tell you, was that. If you believe in the illusion, that is what you will manifest and what will be, but it's not true. If you can see the illusion, all you have to do is say no. Just like when you have deja vu and you say deja vu and it changes, that's all you got to do. You say no. Your will says no. Your will always trump an illusion. You have to give in to an illusion. Just like in order for a vampire to come in your house, you got to invite him in. It's the same thing. You have to give in to it. You have to allow it. But the moment you don't allow it, it fades away. And it changes to the real timeline that it's supposed to be. So understand, you're going to have to use your intuition to see what is an illusion. And you may be asking, well, Divine, what's the illusion? The illusion is what is looping. That is the illusion. So if you notice that you've been through a lesson already and it's looping around again, or it looks like the universe is trying to bring you something, you're like, hold on, universe, you know this person is no good. Why are you trying to bring this to me? I don't understand. Because that's the negative matrix trying to bring that to you. You simply say no. If you think about it, anytime and throughout your life, right, you learned a lesson, you didn't get that lesson again, did you? But all of a sudden, you walk in, you learn the lesson, you walk through it, and it's trying to bring it back to you again. No, that's an illusion. That is something else trying to bring it to you. You already walked it. You don't walk lessons you've walked already. There's no need. So, don't give in to the illusion. Also at this time, what you manifest, what you think and speak is what will be. Those that are high vibrational, we have the chance to change things. Not what is low, what is high. And we're spoken to and we are listened to when we speak. And if you notice, we manifest what will happen. Let me explain this. Okay. And I wanted to give you the gravity, and I did say it in the reading, but I'm going to make sure that you understand. This past week, the United States made a decision to place someone in power. And universe and destiny didn't want anyone involved. Now, some of you may argue with me. Hang on. I'm going to get there. Okay. And they were chosen. And a lot of you are asking why. But you're not seeing. A lot of you are moving in fear. But you're not understanding. You're moving in fear, but you're not using the eyes of love to really see. Well, I did. I was pissed, angry, and everything. However, there's a couple of spiritual things at play that you need to understand. Okay? 1, this was a deciding factor in choice for how mankind is going to move. Now, not just our presidency, but other elections around the world, other dictators, other leaders, and how the masses are moving versus dictators that they don't agree with. And are the people doing anything? And the spirit realm is paying attention to the choices humans are making. Well, this was a big one. Because Americans chose someone that affects the whole world over. Our presidents do. Everyone pays attention to our election, and that's why it affects the world. Because the world lets it. Humans chose. And you may be asking me, well, what does it mean that humans chose? Let me explain. The person that they chose is synonymous with all the markings and actings of an Antichrist. I am not calling him the Antichrist. I said he has the markings and the movements and the speech and everything of an Antichrist. He has done insurmountable number of things, crimes, against the very things we're supposed to be protecting. Even told you, you will be slaves. Yet the humans chose violence, mayhem, and chaos. Now, if you zoom out and you look at the history of mankind, every time this is destroyed and every time this is brought back, and the reason why it is destroyed, because humans and humans alone can't ever get out of the cycle of violence and the easy path. They always get conned into walking an easier path in exchange for harming, suffering, and killing another. And then I sat up and I thought about why. Why these children of a species always chooses violence and the easy road, while the chosen ones that are made walk the hard path, because we have to save the ones who chose the easy. But not this time. Humans chose the dark path willingly. Do you understand what that means? Let's put in perspective, shall we? Right? For those of you that believe that Jesus came and died, you had someone that came and died for sins, right? But you've heard me say That's not possible because only the one that carries sin can do that. He was without sin. But came and died for sins, right? And then humans go and choose the one who purports it, who carries it like it's a cloak, masked in your precious Christianity that is fractured and broken because Christianity has forgotten about Christianity and Christianity has forgotten what they're based on. And so now it is a farce. It doesn't exist in the essence of what it was supposed to be. Christianity was founded on violence. You didn't think at some point that violence was going to catch up. You don't go and kill people in other lands and say that you are for God when my father clearly did not support killing others. It is one thing, and I want you to understand this. It is one thing when you have to protect love with death. In that case, that is saving the main for the few that are rotting it, but done with the intention of love. That is different than killing people over ideals that don't share the same as you. And so since they're a threat and they seem stronger, they have to go. So in the name of God, I'm going to kill. Where did my father say that was necessary? I'd like to know. I don't recall that when he was spreading his word at all. So humans have chosen a being, and the spirit realm listened and answered. Now, for those of you that are still wondering, well, what about the rest of us that's walking the path and trying to do something? Let me explain. Okay? How are you going to have a path to walk if there's no one to walk it against? How are you going to be chosen if there is no enemy to go up against? If there is no foe, if there is no negative force, if there is no negative matrix to go up against, then how are you going to be chosen? You have to have a path, do you not? The universe had to allow because our jobs had to begin. You dig? It is time for the chosen to walk their destinies. It is time for the chosen to activate. It is time for you to wake up and walk your path as you promised to via your contract to be here, and because of the love that must be taught at this time to fix before final judgment. The clock has not officially started, but the precursor to it starting had to happen, which is this. It's funny, you know, those the whole world over that consider themselves so freaking religious are the last ones to truly, truly see the damage they've done, and that they were the last ones to even have the answer in the first place. All of you who've been faking, who have been leading people astray, who have been given the wrong word, who have been pushing the fear agenda, and all of you who have turned people away from my Father's word of loving thyself, thy God, and thy neighbor. The true commandments, because of the Jewish elite that were leading the people astray. All of that. You will pay your debt. Again, not just them, because that's a debt that was not paid back then. But we, as a species, have debts to pay the world over for the atrocities of life, for not protecting our children and our women, for enslaving our brother or our sister, for mistreating purposefully, for using and stealing energies and throwing magic on people because you were not deemed to have something, because spirit told you no, you use magic to get it. All of that, you will pay your prices. Every living being thing will be called from henceforth, other than the chosen who have passed their tests and will continue to take the blessing that they're going to be given to be used for their path. Before I finish the first statement, I want you to understand the reason why your gifts are awakening and you're getting your blessings is so you can walk your path in the first place. But your tests are not over, chosen ones. You have to maintain and remember what you learned in the shadows. You're going to have to balance and maintain. You're going to have to remember and not make the same mistakes of the ones that you're going to be helping. Some of you will fall and forget, like those elites now that were once where some of you have. And that's why their punishment will be so big. Understand, not everyone's punishment is the same. Oh no. It is based on the merit of your heart and your ability of service. Every spiritual being serves. You've walked around here blaming a being that has done nothing but follow its path to hell. And it brings the punishment for God, because God loves so much, it can't seem to bring itself to do it. I have seen humans blame darker beings that had nothing to do with them, and ones that were called in and switched with humans because these humans wanted the power of these dark beings. You will be punished. I care not who in the family line carries the magic. It is how you use it. Now that's funny. That was a timed introduction. That was flawless. But you got to understand, I'm telling you this because of what's to come. I cannot tell you what you're going to see. I'm not allowed. Chosen ones, our path is not going to be easy from here on out. All the pain that you've walked through, Every love taken from you, every penny, dime. Remember when you had to struggle and you could barely eat and you didn't know how you're going to feed everyone else, but that faith, someone helped you, right? You remember all of that? Losing your home, possibly, lights being shut off. You remember all of that, right? Well, these other people are about to walk through this and then some, and they're not going to know how to make it through. But you'll know, because you've been through it. You'll know. See, chosen ones and star seeds and galactic beings, I understand. We walk through our lessons all our life to be able to now lead and serve. It's time. Your path is about to begin. And you're going to remember these words I'm talking, and you can come back and listen to them at any time. But what you're going to start seeing is not going to be pretty. You're going to see seas of blood. You're going to see people fall and die. And some are going to be people you know and care about. And you will never know what was truly in their heart when they drop. You're going to see change like you've never seen it before. And you're going to teach. You're going to teach them how to change it so that they could find the love of themselves. I told you, love is all. Love is the key. It is the ultimate key to fixing it all. And they know this because it makes you independent of any system telling you what to do. Because you don't need it. You have the understanding above the system. You are the system. You dig? It is my eternal hope that everyone finds their place. Do not be afraid. For not only I, but my Father is with you. Do not be afraid. If you have walked your path of tribulation, then your days of light are upon you. Help and serve. That is what we're here to do. We're to love and serve. That. And for those of you who value church over the spirit of Christ and the spirit of those gods and those spirits and those beings and all of those that help you and your ancestors and all of those teaching you what love can do for us all, and you feel you're above that, we can't help you. But for those of you that honor that honor all of them, blessings to you. You understand it takes us all. Everything. Those of you that understand and that can feel the love flowing through our brethren, amplify it. Get rid of that negative energy. You only use it in love to protect and to fight, because you're going to need it, because you're going to be fighting. not just on the physical plane. And a lot of those things that you're going to be fighting are going to be within yourself as your enemy is out in front of your face. Nothing new or different from what you've already done. You got this. We got this. The darkness had to be brought in so you can shine your light. So the world may know the lantern you are. Your greatness. So, my loves, that's the answer to the question of why. Because it's time. It's time to begin to wrap this up. It is time to begin the end. And do not be afraid. Because your real spirit, not your religion, your spirit is going to be called into test. So you better double check what you know. You better double check why you're following. You better double check within your intuition and your heart and your third eye what the truth really is. Because you're going to be expected to know. And you're going to be expected to be authentic. Because if you come fake, we can't help you. You can't fix fake with real. Other than killing the fake. Ego deaths. No. The mirror was already cracking. It's time for us to finish it off. And do this and rebuild it the right way. And in order for that to happen, the old must die. Not end. Not more, maybe we can salvage. No. The old must be destroyed. And I can tell you, if we don't come together in love and love honestly who we honestly are and each other, this will be destroyed. Don't let that happen. That's not something you really, really want to see. And it's definitely not something for a child to see or experience. That's not something you forget when you're allowed to see it. And I've seen it. Because I ask what happens if we don't come together. And I saw what happens. Remember, there are some that would rather destroy it than for them to serve. And we must be stronger than them. And we are. They know that. Their time is up. Change is inevitable. It has been written in the history of this universe. They know this. It is written in the history of time and the time logs, and they know this. But they continue to try to cheat. No. Time is up. Chosen. It is now your time. Show us what you can do. All right, my loves. There is your message. I love you. Not because I have to love you. Not because my father says I have to love you. But I love you because it's my honor to serve and love you. I didn't say I like everyone I love. I don't have to. I love, though, because it's the right thing to do. And everyone needs love. The one thing that flows through us all the same. We all feel it at some point the same way. Isn't it amazing when you connect with that one person or a couple of people, friend, family, doesn't matter, and then telepathically you can feel them, hear them, feel them on the ethers, wonder, you will know what's going on. Isn't that amazing? Love does that. That's not magic. That's love. Love lifts you to the states of consciousness and dimensions that you can't reach without it. Love is the gateway and the energy to ascend you. It always has been, and it always will be. But you don't know what love is. Well, this is what I'm going to tell you now. If you ever want to know what love truly is, look in the mirror, and there's your answer. 100%. And if someone else is in that mirror with you, look at all of them. It's all of us. Every single one. And then, if you want to know what love is, contact me. I'll teach it to you. I'll teach it to many of you. Some of you already know. You don't need me. I'm here for the ones who want to know and are searching to find out. When you're ready to know what love truly is, the answers will start to find you, show you and teach you, and you will find who needs to teach you automatically. I love you. Share your love with another as I share it with you, and as my Father shares it with all of you. Share it, grow it, foster it in the community, now more than ever. And chosen ones and star seeds and all that, that is your job. Number one is to walk in love, so you better learn how to do it, because they're looking to you as an example, whether you want them to or not. So be mindful. All right, my loves, there is your message. Please be safe and have a wonderful, Veterans holiday. You are loved. Never forget it. Namaste.